Hello everyone, welcome to Ilorin Tech Up channel. My name is Akinbi Daud Zainab Adebisi and I'm here with my co-host Daniel Toyosin. We're super excited to share with you an interview with Ms. Ogbeide Oluwafumilola, an amazing garment maker. Today we're going to dive into our journey, expertise and insight on this unique art form. Thank you Ms. Ogbeide Oluwafumilola for being here. Welcome ma'am.
Thank you.
Please can you introduce yourself?
My name is Ogbeide Oluwafumilola, an alumni of this great university, University of Ilorin, from the Department of Geography and Environmental Management.
Thank you so much ma'am.
You're welcome.
Please can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started in garment making?
Okay, so for me, garment making, I wouldn't really say it's a family thing, but then it's not new to me. It dates back to many years ago when my grandmother of blessed memory, I remember she had a machine, she had a sewing machine way back, not the one they use the foot to paddle now, that one they use hand.
Wow.
Way back, yeah. And I know as a young girl, she'll call on me, oh, come and pass this thread for me. I help her thread the machine because, she was aging and her sight and all of that. But what really caught my attention, or what really made me go into learning the skill, was not necessarily because of profit. I remember there was this other time, one of my aunties was going for an event, and she already got her dress on the tailor, and that very day she wore it, and the zip gave way, and she's like, how do I sew this? At that point, I just said to myself, why can't I just learn this thing? Even if all I can do is just sort my basic tailoring needs, personal use. I never learned because I wanted to sew for somebody else or because I wanted to make money out of it. Trust me, it was basically meant to be for personal use. But look where we are today.
That's interesting. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
What do you focus specifically on native or traditional garment making for women?
What is my focus?
What drew your focus?
What drew my focus into it? Just like I stated earlier, I learned because one of my aunts, that was what prompted it. That was my first get-go to it, because just imagine you're staying at location B or location A and your designer or your tailor or your seamstress says maybe 31-hour drive from where you are. It can, when you have wardrobe malfunction, if that day, she later went for the party but it was delayed. If that day I had known how to do little amendments or I had a sewing machine I can work with, trust me, it would have saved her a lot of time. So basically, I just want to be able to make myself beautiful, help little amendments here and there, just within the home.
Interesting. Thank you so much. How long have you been teaching and what motivates you to continue passing on the knowledge?
I've been teaching for about nothing less than 5 years now, if you ask me, nothing less than 5 years. And when you say what motivates me to continue teaching, I always say this to people who care to listen. Beyond the skill, beyond the craft, is what you made out of it. When I say what you made out of it, what impact have you been able to make to your local community? My first apprentice ever was someone who was well-read. Yes, she was well-read. But she just wanted the skill because she's a newlywed. She wanted to do something for her baby girl, just in case they come, be able to make dresses and all of that. So for me, I like it when I see, especially women, not being idle. You wanting to do something for yourself. And understanding that the person I'm talking about, which happens to be my former apprentice, had lost her dad at that time. She was married to, she married somebody who was earning averagely. Building a home goes way beyond, oh, the man is working. The man does not have it all. She has to come in her own little way. So she learns the trade. Okay, yes, I want to sew for my kids. I don't have to pay somebody else to do that. But hey, you never can tell. I can also make some money out of this. For me, I think is what I've been able to make, or what I can make other women do. How I can help other women stand on their feet. Because personally, throughout my university days, or let me say for the larger part of my university days, I ended up working for even lecturers in my department. I get paid, and this really helped. It's not because, oh, the money to go through school was not there, but trust me, there's this confidence that comes with earning your own money. Do you understand? You're welcome.
Can you walk us through a typical process of creating a native garment from start to finish?
That's quite a lot. Trust me, that's quite a lot. But let's quickly run it through. First things first, I tell people, identify your customer. Know who you're sewing for. We have different body types, figures, physique, that's one. Understand the style. What exactly are you making? Now, you can't want to do a streetwear. I'm just citing an example. It's outside the female garment making. You can't want to make a streetwear, joggers and the likes, and the next thing you want to go and pick is a lace fabric. Maybe a cord lace or a Swiss boy lace. You can't do that. So understand the fabric, understand your style, then that helps you pick your fabric. After picking your fabric, understand measurements, sizing and measurements. Oh, how much fabric will be needed to do this? How much fabric do I need to do this particular style? Then you now proceed to measuring. Trust me, you need to be good at this, because if you take wrong measurements, trust me, you're going to have a wrong result, and there's nothing you can do about that. There might be a little thing you can do. That is if the fabric is honestly, the dress ends up being bigger, but if it's smaller, I don't know what you want to do about it. From there, you proceed to your pattern drafting. I advise people, especially even masterclass, I tell people, but majorly beginners, draft on a paper. Get a cardboard, get a brown paper, draft on the paper. You already have a mental image of what you are drafting. Look at the paper. If it's not giving you the exact thing on your mind, you can easily make corrections on the paper before transferring to the main fabric. Then you go ahead, you transfer to the main fabric, cut out your fabric, cut out the lining, pick out the appropriate thread. You don't want to sew a red cloth with a green thread. That's inappropriate. Pick out your threads, proceed to your machine, sew, and as you're sewing, remember, always iron. As you sew, always press. Iron, it gives you a better finishing. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. What are the essential skills required to make this garment, and how do you teach them to beginners?
For me, majority might say, oh, you must learn how to use a machine, but for me, you need to learn the art of patience. Tailoring requires a lot of patience. There's nothing called, I want to quickly rush it. You see the way you're quickly rushing it, is the way you quickly rush and use it. Because I tell people, ordinarily, if you're meant to use a day to sew a piece, take that time to sew that piece. If you rush it and you finish in 3, 4, 5 hours, you will end up spending more than the day to rectify the fault. Do you understand? So for me, I'll say learn the virtue of patience. Be patient. Learn to be patient. Then we can proceed to being able to operate the sewing machine, understand your sewing machine, understand the sounds, because when you're sewing, when your machine is going to develop a fault, it doesn't just start. It begins to give you sounds. It's a very process. And when you don't pay attention to it, it develops into something you can no longer handle, except you take to the engineers. So yes, understand how to use a sewing machine. Be able to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Oh, I watched this thing on YouTube. That was not how the person needed to know. That's not how it works. You might learn several techniques for a particular thing in your own spare time, at your own convenience, using your own discretion. Pick the one that suits you, the one that works best for you. And shall I shock you? These techniques that we all talk about were formulated the right by people. You can also come up with your own. But this will take constant practice. You don't just jump at it. It doesn't just happen overnight. So I think that's basically it for me.
Okay, that was fascinating. What type of fabric or material do you typically work with when making native garments, and how do you choose them?
Most times I do Ankara fabric. I don't want to use the word African print or indigenous print because even the first set of Ankara fabric was not from Africa, was not even from any African country. It came from Europe. But now, yes, we are making our own prints, yes. So yes, I work mainly with Ankara. A couple of times I do lace, depending, chantilly, velvet, it depends on what I am making.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
What are some of the common challenges you face when wearing garments, and how do you help them overcome this?
Challenges: being too fast, not wanting to take it a step at a time. You get a trainee today, the trainee wants to learn how to cut a corset and do it immediately. It doesn't work that way. It takes time, it's a process. So I would say being patient. Some of them just rush it. They don't want to be patient, that is one. Second of all, another challenge is, I would say, non-commitment. Some trainees, I would say, they are not committed to the craft. And that is why I will always tell them, this is not, don't let it be a case of, oh, someone said I should come and learn. Let it be that I really want to learn. When you willingly want to do something, trust me, it's going to be easier than when you're being forced to do it. And another thing I tell them is, no matter what happens, there will be ups and downs in between, but stay focused, stay committed to the craft. Another challenge is they want to start learning today, they want to start earning today. It doesn't work that way. You need to give it time. You need to give it time. Brush up your skill from time to time. Make sure you're upgrading yourself and give yourself time to grow. Give yourself time to grow. The growth you're looking for, the upgrade you want, that financial stability you want from this craft does not come overnight. You need to do the work. Even when you're up there, top designers still do the work. They pay people to sit and draft out patterns. That's why you hear people talk about custom pieces. Oh, this is a custom piece by. The person has a copyright to that. Nobody can create that other pattern. Now, the person that drafted that did not just start drafting immediately and start earning immediately. Trust me, you will do some kind of work. It's going to be as though you are begging. But I'm telling you the truth. Just go through the process. It's only a matter of time. So I'll just advise them, take one step at a time.
Thank you, ma'am. How do you think learning native garment making empower women, both personally and professionally?
I think I like this one. How does it empower women, personally and professionally? I'll speak for myself. Since I started sewing myself, I've never paid a tailor to make anything for me. I have saved money. Trust me, a whole lot. I've saved a whole lot. So basically, if you're a woman in a society and you can do this basic thing for yourself, just like I said, it will save you cost. You don't have to pay somebody else to do it. And mind you, you can even do it and sell out to make money. Do you understand? So when you're talking about the professional part of it, that's you saying, oh, I want to be known as a fashion designer. You can decide to train other people. That's one means. You can also decide to just sew. You understand? Basically the tailoring process of it. Let people bring in their clothes. You help them make it. You charge them an amount. And you know one thing about fashion business? It's quite lucrative. Because there's no how you want to do it. You must clothe yourself. You don't want to walk around naked. You must, whether you like it or not, you must clothe yourself. And if somebody is still saying, oh, she is Ankara or native garment making, hello, is way beyond just Ankara. People use Ankara to make all sorts of styles nowadays. I've seen suits, I've seen bags, I've seen shoes, I've seen notepads. So tell me, throw pillows, even interior decorators right now, is, there's a cutting edge. It cuts across other skills too. Interior decorators, they do Ankara throw pillows. They might not be doing it themselves. They still need somebody who knows about the craft of basic tailoring to do this. But talking about the garments making, like female garments making, trust me, if you are into it, you worry less about taking your clothes out of anybody to go and sew. You sew for yourself, you sew for your kids, you make money off it. You can decide to say, yes, this is what I want to do as a full-time job. Employ people, train people. I know people who run it like a school, an academy. Some of them go as high as taking 100 students per session. When I say session, I mean 3 months. So they're going to have 4 sessions in a year. Do the math yourself. Apparently.
Alright. What teaching method or technique do you find most effective when training women in garment making?
This is quite easy and straightforward for me. I prefer the freehand method. I had a class earlier today and I told them just an interaction. I was asking random questions and I discovered, you see, all in the name of being woke. You know, we're a woke generation. We're woke. Everything is becoming advanced. But when you look deep, it's not to the advantage. Let's just lay the cards on the table. I want to learn how to drive. I go and learn with an automatic car. And somebody packs a manual car tomorrow. Trust me, I'm not even a learner. I don't know anything. I'm less than a learner at that point. But if I learned with a manual car, I can practically drive an automatic. So I will always advise freehand. I personally use freehand. So that wherever you find yourself, the moment you have your tape roll, your scissors, your chalk, and a machine, and there's fabric, you're good to go. I'm not condemning those who use tools. I do not condemn them. No offense, please. No insult at all. But I've just come to the understanding that when they use tools, because they are so used to using the ruler, the French curve, the hip curve, everything has its own curve. It comes in a set. When they find themselves in a place and those tools are not available, they are, I would not say, they are not so useful. I don't want to say the other word, but they are not so productive at that time because what they learned with is not available. But freehand for me, any day, anytime is the best.
Thank you. What advice would you give to someone who just started to learn about garment making?
What advice do I have for you? Keep at it. Take it one step at a time. Don't be too wise to learn, unlearn and relearn. I tell people, I've told some of my trainees before that the kind of tailoring or designs or crafts, these crafts they were operating during the era of my grandmother is not the one they are operating now. So if somebody is saying, no, I've known it, I know the basics already, I can do anything with it, it's a lie. Even as a professional, new trends will come up, new styles will come up. You just have to keep learning. I'll tell them to take it one step at a time. They shouldn't be too much in a hurry. It's lucrative, but please walk through the process, walk the work, serve diligently. I think that's what I'll say to them.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you for taking your time to share us valuable insights.
You're welcome.
I hope you all enjoyed this interview as much as I did. If you're interested in getting garments from Ms. Opide Oluwafunmilola, be sure to check down the description box for our contact and our shopping, and endeavor to like, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Stay cheesed up, bros.